Hey guys, what is up? I am back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the iPhone 6s on iOS 14 Developer Beta 2. But before we get into that video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because I make lots of content just like this that you do not want to miss. Let's get right into it. So guys, here we are on my home screen, and if I head into Settings, General, and About, you can see I am on iOS 14.0, and this is the Developer Beta 2. And something new with this beta is the calendar icon and the clock icon are now redesigned. And guys, you can see I have my widgets and everything, and I've been testing out performance with Developer Beta 2 on the iPhone 6s, and I can tell you, from what I've seen, it still runs really well. And if you haven't seen my Developer Beta 1 video, that'll be right up here in a card. Watch that if you want. But this is actually shocking how nice this runs on iOS 14. And just to show you some of the performance that this phone still retains, even after taking the jump from 13 to 14, and in a beta, let me just go ahead and turn off the device and turn it back on. And we can go ahead and start up the boot up test. And as you guys can see, that was actually extremely fast. That got right to the home screen, did everything it needed to do, and it did not take long. And we're already in, and there's no stutters or anything. We're already in. The widgets are already loaded up. It's working excellent. And guys, something that a lot of people were concerned about with this update is the battery health. So I can just tell you, if you have your original battery and your battery health is dying out already, it's not going to run great for you with batteries. It's not going to do anything really to the performance unless you have this not on, but it's not going to last very long if you don't have a new battery. So I highly recommend upgrading your battery. This is not my main phone, so I don't need to upgrade this one, but if you have an iPhone 6s, in my main phone, which is an iPhone 6s, I have a 100% maximum capacity because I just upgraded it, and it makes a crazy difference towards how long you can use your phone. And even performance, really, but not that this one is already bad with performance, because it's definitely not. And it runs beautifully even without a new battery, but a new battery would make it that much better. So if you ever see anyone saying about how bad the battery is, you gotta think how much their battery health is degraded over time too. I would highly recommend upgrading your batteries so that you can get as much time as possible. And guys, if we go into some apps, app loading times are actually really good. Let's go into settings, for example. You can see it's instant. It still holds up really well even to this day. Even web-based apps like the App Store load up nice and fast. Everything loads perfectly. I haven't ran into any issues, and I haven't really seen anyone else ever saying that they had issues with the iPhone 6s as far as performance goes. The only thing I've ever heard people complaining about, even on iOS 14 with this device, is the battery and the storage. Because if you have a 16 gigabyte device and you're using it on iOS 14, this is a glitch, by the way. This is not going to stay like this. The system and other take up so much that you only get 3 or 4 gigabytes out of your OS as soon as it's done. It's already been fixed a little bit with this beta, but it's not quite done yet. So if you're low on storage, don't update to this just yet. It will be fixed, but don't do it just yet if you don't have enough storage, because it will kill your storage. You won't have room to put anything on your phone. And guys, your widgets are working just as normal. There's no missing features really in this. The only thing I can think of is that I'm not sure if it's going to get spatial audio or not. We'll have to see on that, but I'm going to assume that it's probably not going to get it because it doesn't have Dolby, which would also include anything before 2018. But something I wanted to tell you guys about the widgets is that you can see now one of the changes with Developer Beta 2, and this is for all devices, not just the 6S. If you click on a widget, it matches up with the one you picked. So shortcuts, screen time, let's go on batteries, this one's green. So it's not all of them, but it is some of them and most of them. So if I go into podcast, this one's purple. So that's just a little change, and it's irrelevant for most people, but it is something they added to developer beta 2. And guys, if you wanted to know how gaming is on this device, obviously all of these games here except for PUBG is not big games. Obviously PUBG is a big game, but if we go into Temple Run, here we are in Temple Run, and it runs fine. I mean, obviously Temple Run is like the littlest game you could ever run. Like, even the original iPhone runs this game. But just saying, it does launch fast, and it works, and everything is good there. And if I go into my game, Space Monster, loading times are really good, and we're in the game, and I'm just going to run into something. So you guys can see, app launch times are really not bad on the iPhone 6s. And this phone does really well, especially considering its age. This is 5 years old almost, and that's crazy. And in this beta, you still have the ability to remove apps and put them only in the library. I wouldn't see that going anywhere. And it works excellent. The app library, everything's organized for you, recently added. You can see whatever you want to see. Everything's there. Everything's in a nice, neat pile for you to look at whenever you need to. Now I'm just going to launch PUBG Mobile real quick, just to show you guys that it does not take long to load into big apps. Even ones like PUBG, it still works really well. We can see that we are on the checking for updates screen. And we're loading. And we're in. So we have a pop-up here that I need to get rid of, and we're into the game. And if I click start, we'll see how long it takes to load into the actual game. And we're in to the game, and it does not take that long, as you guys can see. And the graphics of this game still look really good, especially considering its age. I have an iPhone 6, and when I tried running these tests on that device, with its newest firmware, iOS 12, it was just bad. And so you can see PUBG works just fine. Something I don't like about the newer firmwares, which includes iOS 13, is that they completely basically removed 3D touch. Obviously you still have it, but it's more haptic touch than it is 3D touch. So it still works, it's just not as good as it was before, because before you actually had to put the pressure. Now if you just lay your finger on an app, it just stays, and it's not something that's terrible. It is just a little annoying and something I don't like about iOS 14 and 13, but most people probably wouldn't notice and even care really. And guys, here we are in Safari. Let's go ahead and try out the HTML5 test. Not too bad with loading up the pages, and we got a nice score of 494. Now let's go ahead and try loading the Apple page. And basically instant, that was really fast. So you guys can see, this phone is actually really good. And it's working fine. You got your widgets on the screen, and it works exactly as you expect. It's a full-featured OS. There's nothing missing from it. Let's go and add like podcasts, for example, throw a widget on there. This is all new features, and you would think that it would not be supported, or at least not as good on a device this old, but you'd be wrong. It's working beautifully, even on a device as old as the iPhone 6s from 2015. And don't forget, this isn't even the oldest device that they're supporting right now. It's the iPad Air 2. So if that's the oldest device they're supporting and it still has the A8 chip, maybe there's a chance this one gets iOS 15. I mean, it is an iPad, so there's a difference there, but I'm just saying, with the performance I'm experiencing with the iPhone 6s, it has a real shot at iOS 15. And this is a beta, so it's not even done, and it runs perfect on this device. If we go to my YouTube page, we can go on my last video that I made about this device. And something that we can do now in iOS 14 is picture-in-picture. And this is, I mean, I don't know how to think about it for this device. It's 5 years old, and it's getting the newest features as the newest iPhones, and it's working out great. You can go into one YouTube and have another YouTube on at the same time. So let me go back to my channel. You can see my channel here, and we can be watching 2 videos at the same time. If we go landscape here, we've got 2 videos on at the same time. Now, I don't know why you would watch 2 videos at the same time, but still, if you wanted that option, it's there. And if you only want to hear audio, it'll just be in the side. And another thing you will experience in betas is glitches, and lots of them. So I've been using this iPhone 6s, as I've already said, and there is glitches. Now, if I go into like settings or something, I don't know if I'll be able to recreate it, but every once in a while there'll just be a black background in my app switcher, and obviously these aren't OS breaking glitches, but they are glitches. Obviously Siri has also been moved, and she didn't get that, but whatever. And if you guys want to know how to get iOS 14, I did make a video about how to get iOS 14 right now and how you can get it, and that'll be right here. Watch that video up here, and it'll show you how you can get iOS 14 right now before its official release date. So guys, if you're using the iPhone 6s on iOS 14, or even just the iPhone 6s in general, do let me know in the comments. I would like to see what your experiences are with the iPhone 6s, and in 2020, really. Like, it's shocking to me how well this runs in 2020, and it's why I still use an iPhone 6s as my main device. Now, I have used newer iPhones, but I'm one of those people where a headphone jack actually really matters for me, because I do record videos with my iPhones, and my microphones use headphone jacks. And I know, obviously, I could get the adapter, but still, I don't see the need to. The iPhone 6s still runs beautifully for me, so I'm just going to stick with that for now. So guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to my channel if this video helped you out, because I make tons of videos just like this that you do not want to miss. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. Peace.